So guys, in today's video, it's going to be a little different. We're going to just be sitting down. I'm going to be catching you guys up on everything that's been going on. But when I opened the door, Duke was literally laying there, helpless, having a seizure. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having an amazing day so far. So guys, in today's video, it's going to be a little different. We're going to just be sitting down. I'm going to be catching you guys up on everything that's been going on. Now, the reason I want to share this with you guys is not only because you get to live vicariously through me, but you guys are my second family. You get to see my animals. You get to see my animals grow up, interact with the other animals, and form amazing relationships. Now, it's pretty unexpected what's been going on. I've kind of not put any light on the situation because I didn't know how to react with it. But today's video is about Duke, my Cane Corso Great Dane mix. Now, he's about to be 2 years old. In July, I got him August 2021. So he was this cute little puppy. He was honestly the perfect puppy. He was so quiet, so calm, and just a sweet little angel. Now, this is what he looks like now. He is such a big boy. He's still a little baby. He thinks he's a big old lapdog, and he's about 150 pounds. Now, on New Year's, when I got home, it was about 3, 4 in the morning. I spent it with friends and family. And I was getting ready to go to bed, and I heard the commotion in the dog room. Now, I brought Duke and Coda in relatively early because I didn't want them to get spooked with the fireworks. So I brought them in, I would say, about 4 or 5 o'clock because fireworks were already starting. And so when I heard the commotion, I honestly didn't know what to expect when I walked into the dog room. But when I opened the door, Duke was literally laying there, helpless, having a seizure. Now, this is the first time that I've ever experienced any animal having a seizure. You know, all my animals are in tip-top, perfect health. They're always going to the vet. I'm always making sure they're getting all of their shots. They're up to date. They're always getting checked out. So I honestly didn't even know what to expect. Now, if any of you have ever had an animal that has had a seizure, you know that it's honestly so scary. I didn't even know what to do. Mind you, he's 150 pounds, so I literally got on top of him. I was supporting his head. His legs were paddling. There was nothing going on in his eyes. You know, he seemed so out of it. Now, when dogs have seizures, they completely lose all control of their body, so he peed, he pooped, and he was foaming out of the mouth. And I'm pretty sure that first seizure was about 2 to 3 minutes, and when dogs are coming out of seizures, it's like they ran a marathon, so he was out of breath. It took him a little bit to get up, and then he was okay after about 30 minutes because he was pacing, he wouldn't sit still, and it was just honestly such a traumatizing experience. So obviously I immediately called the vet the next day, and they really told me that they couldn't do much because there is this medication that when dogs do have seizures, they go on this lifetime medication, and since it was only one seizure, they didn't want to put him on the medication because it's so hard on his body. They were asking me a bunch of questions, if he was triggered by fireworks, if he got into anything poisonous. No, he didn't get into anything poisonous, and no, he wasn't triggered by fireworks because we did bring him in early, and the room that he was in, you can't really hear the fireworks, and it was pretty quiet. So we didn't really have an explanation as to why he was having these seizures. So then about a week later, he has another seizure. We did the same thing. We called the vet. We told them what's going on. They told us again, there's not much they can do. They don't really want to put him on the medication yet unless he has multiple seizures, which I thought was honestly crazy because when animals have seizures, or even when humans have seizures, you know, it's so damaging to your brain. And I was just so scared for the outcome, and I didn't even know what to think. So, you know, I'm not the professional, they are. I decided to listen to them. I was like, okay, let's just wait it out. Let's see how he does. You know, I started taking him everywhere with me to make sure, you know, if he does have a seizure, I'm right there. I'm on top of it. You know, I can watch it. I can time it. They also told us to record anytime he has a seizure. I'm not going to show it on camera because it's so scary, and I wouldn't want to put you guys through that. So if you have been following the channel, you'll know that we switched Duke to an all raw diet. So before he started having the seizures, he was on a completely raw diet. That was mainly to make him a big strong boy, to grow his muscles, to make him nice and thick and fill out. Now, we did advise the vet that he was on the raw diet. They told us to completely discontinue it, and we switched him back to kibble, and then a couple weeks passed by, and we thought that the raw meat could be the problem. If the raw meat was tampered with any bacteria, we thought that could have been the source of the seizures, and I thought I was in the clear with Duke. And then one night, he had not one seizure, but then he had another one back to back. So it was really, really scary. Every time this happens, I scream for my dad because, you know, I'm only 130 pounds. He's 150. He's very, very big. It's really hard for me to handle him. But, you know, obviously I do my best. And he's a really amazing dog. He doesn't give me problems. But when he's getting out of the seizures, he's so out of it. He's so confused. He can't really walk properly. So I obviously need another hand to help me out. So that night he had 2 seizures back to back. He slept with me on my bed and I woke up to him having another seizure. He completely peed my bed. It was so scary. I had to handle him on my own because everyone was still sleeping and I was on the opposite side of the house, so no one heard me screaming. But we ended up rushing him to the vet. I said enough is enough. I'm not letting him have any more seizures because it's just so damaging to his brains, his body. You know, I don't know what the long-term damage is going to do to him. So we ended up rushing him to the vet. They took him in, they did blood work, they checked him out. They said everything looks normal with his blood work. Now they ended up sending us home with phenobarbital, which is the medicine that you start dogs when they have epilepsy. Now if you guys don't know what epilepsy is, it's just when they have reoccurring seizures. Now this medicine, they told us, is not going to stop the seizures completely, but it's going to make the seizures stop happening so frequently. So we thought we were going to be okay. Now when we were in the car ride home, he ended up collapsing in the back seat and having another seizure and just completely pooped himself. So we immediately turned the car around, rushed back to my vet. They ended up giving him some sleeping medicine to have him calm down in the car ride, and we headed over to a vet specialist, a vet neurologist here in Miami. So everyone was waiting at the door. They brought him in as an emergency case. They immediately took him to the back and they looked over all of his blood work and everything. They said it looked fine, but just to be sure, just to take extra precaution, he did stay there overnight and he ended up having another seizure. So I'm pretty sure that was about 5 seizures that day, which is so heartbreaking to me because poor Duke. I mean, for him to have to go through that, for anyone to have to go through that, I mean, it's just so scary to see your dog just so helpless laying there, and you honestly, you can't do anything. You can't help them wake up. You can't do anything until they get out of the seizure completely. So the next day we pick him up. You know, he's on medication. He takes 3 pills. Now starting from 8 a.m. is when he gets his first medication, and he gets his next medication at 8 p.m. Now we have to feed him before he gets his medication because once he gets his medication, he won't eat his food. He starts profusely drooling. And the scariest part was when he first started his medication. He was just so anxious. He wouldn't sit still. He was crying, howling for about a week or 2. And obviously we informed our vet this was happening, and they told us that, you know, this is just a side effect of the medication. You know, it's so hard on his body that he needs to, you know, get used to it. He needs to acclimate to the medication. But once finally he got used to the medication, he started calming down. He was relaxed, and he went to his old self, but then a couple weeks later, he has another seizure. And then a couple weeks later, he had another one. And about 2 days ago, he had 5 more seizures. So right now, Duke is at the vet neurologist's. This is his 2nd night staying over there, and we're just hoping for the best outcome. You know, I rushed over to the vet. I was so distraught when I took him there, and I just completely lost it on the way to the vet, and that's just the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through. Now basically when he stays overnight, he's put in an IV. They give him drip medicine to control the seizures. So thankfully he hasn't had any more seizures since he's been there. But they did tell me when I initially brought him in that we're going to be starting him on a new medication. Now not only is he going to be taking the phenobarbital, but he's going to be put on another medication. So I honestly don't know how he's going to react to it. They started him on the medication, so we're going to be picking up the medication today. And in a little bit, we're actually going to be heading over to pick Duke up. Now, I haven't seen Duke in 2 days. His brothers, his sisters haven't seen him in 2 days. I have Coda here laying down, and he is just so sad about his brother. Are you excited to see your brother? I know. You're a really sad boy. You miss your brother. It's so scary going through this. Now guys, since you got the update on Duke, you know, at first I really didn't know how to come on here and tell you guys what was going on. It took me a couple months to really think about it and sit down to tell you guys what has been happening with him with his seizures. But now that you've been filled in, you know what's up with Duke, you know the only thing left to do is to go pick him up. We're in the car and we're off to go get Duke. Now, we got the back ready. You can see we got all of the seats down right here. We got a nice comfy blanket in the back so he can feel nice and cozy back there from his long journey at this vet neurologist. Now, guys, I'll see you all once we make it to the vet office. So we have picked up little Duke right here. Hi, buddy. Are you feeling much better? Oh my goodness, look at that baby face. So right now, getting him into the car, it was a little hectic. He was a little wobbly and he kind of didn't know what to do. I mean, look at him. He is one big boy, but he is also one big baby. But Duke, you gotta sit down so we can go on a car ride and you don't fall in there. So we got some new instructions from the vet office on what to give him. So not only is he going to be on his regular medication, which is the phenobarbital, but they also gave us, let's see what this medicine is called. It is a medication that I can't pronounce, but this medication is right after he has the seizures. Now we have another medication we need to pick up, but this medicine is going to be the same as the other one we are going to pick up. But this is the immediate release, which means right when he wakes up from his seizures, he is able to swallow. We are going to be giving him 4 tablets of this so we can stop the seizures immediately. So our big baby is going to be on a bunch of medication, and they told me he's going to be out of it for a couple days. He's going to be very sleepy. He's going to be very uncoordinated, but you can hear he is crying and he is ready to go home. Dookie, are you ready to see your brother and sister? You're ready to go home, my big boy. So we have made it back home and we have Duke resting right now. Now he's very tired. So we want to make sure he gets as much rest as possible. Now when we take him outside, we're going to have to monitor him because since he is unstable, he is on a lot of medication. We want to make sure he doesn't trip or fall into the pool. But to show you the other medication we have, so these are the 2 medications I already showed you. This is the phenobarbital and the immediate release of the other one right after he has the seizures. And this is the new medication that we just picked up. So I didn't expect them to give us this much, but we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, these are all the same medication. Now, this is actually the same as this medication right here. The difference is this is immediate release and this is the slow release, which means once he gets it twice a day in that 12-hour period, he will slowly absorb it. So he's going to be on not 1 medication, but 2 medications 2 times a day. He's going to be getting 3.5 of this and 4 tablets of this. So this baby is going to be on a lot of medication. He's going to be out of it and he's going to be confused for quite some time. But now that you guys got to see all of the medication, let's go check up on Duke. So here we have Mr. Dookie boy. We got a bed in his cage and he is just resting. Now the reason we have him outside is so that he can enjoy the time with his brothers and his sisters and still be outside even though he is resting. And Coda, look at you. You are so happy your brother's back. Come here, Tori. Are you excited your brother is back? You missed him a lot. These babies definitely missed him a lot. But you can see he is just so tired from this whole entire experience. So we're just going to open his cage on up and give him some love and give him some pets. Hi, baby boy. Hi, baby boy. Oh my goodness, your brothers and sisters have come to say hello to you. Do you miss your brother, Cody? Yeah? Look at this poor baby. He not feeling well. He's so tired. So guys, what we're going to do now is we're going to let Duke rest up. He is one tired puppy boy. Can I kiss? Oh, thank you. So we're just gonna let him enjoy the fresh air, spend time with his brothers and sisters. And guys, that is going to end today's video. If you all enjoyed today's video, give this video a big thumbs up. And guys, comment down below a little prayer that hopefully Duke gets better and he doesn't have any more cluster seizures or hopefully any seizures in the future. Now guys, if you want to see what happens with this big boy and his medical progress, well, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel in the link down below.